When I see people wearing the Cares Enough to Wear pink t-shirts or the CAL FIRE Cares Enough to Wear pink patches, I'm proud of our organization for recognizing that we have a lot of work to do in the cancer space. And this is obviously not just CAL FIRE, but it's the fire service as a whole. And while I'm proud of CAL FIRE, it's also a really sad reminder that in the fire service, the #1 job-related cause of death for firefighters is cancer, and that number continues to increase. And so it brings an awareness that all of us need to take steps to protect ourselves from cancer.
Cancer is something that affects the fire service differently than it does really any other profession, because we are exposed to things that really other jobs aren't. In 2017, I began having some different symptoms that I was rationalizing to be not what they ended up being. I was having some leg cramps that were only happening at work, not at home. I was having some night sweats that were also only happening at work that were not at home. One day I was at work and I woke up with an umbilical hernia in my sleep that I knew was not something that I could rationalize. That's something that you would get from a lifting injury. This happened in my sleep. I knew that this was a more serious situation. Went to my primary care physician. She said, yeah, you have an umbilical hernia. She was not so concerned with the hernia, but she said, hey, let's go send you for some lab work and let's order a CT scan. That night, the phone was ringing repeatedly in the middle of the night. And I didn't really think anything of it. I was asleep. In the morning, I had these multiple messages from the doctor at the laboratory telling me to go directly to the ER. Went to the ER and I immediately was taken into the back, which was concerning because there was a whole waiting room full of people. So I was like, uh-oh. And I'm immediately put into a room quickly. So there was another uh-oh. No sooner than I'm in the room, several nurses come in and clothes off, gown on. There's a lab technician in there that's redrawing blood, and they're just telling me, hey, we're just gonna retake your blood and rule out that there was some lab errors. They're really not telling me anything. 5 minutes later, the doctor comes in and she's got this look on her face. It's not really a happy look. And she closes the door and she's like, I don't really know an easy way to tell you this, but I'm about 95% sure you have an advanced form of leukemia. And the good news is I've got you an appointment with oncology in 2 weeks. And this just hits me like a ton of bricks. First of all, leukemia, and second of all, 2 weeks. What am I supposed to do for 2 weeks? I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. I'm 47 at the time. I've got teenage children. And my wife is she's speechless, I'm speechless, and it was a very quiet ride home. And in about a month, we're starting chemotherapy, and everything worked its way in my favor, and I was treated pretty rapidly. So I had a really good outcome. I had a great team that was aggressive. I'm in remission. That was 5 years ago. I had very advanced form of chronic lymphocytic leukemia. They determined that it had been going on for about 5 to 10 years. So something that could have been caught if we had been getting routine blood work, because that routine blood work would have picked up something like this. The Be Well program and the Cares Enough to Wear Pink, we try to time that in October so that they coincide together, because we're doing that for 2 reasons, because it's Cancer Awareness Month in October, and that's really our big push, is to get everyone to get in and get their screening done. I don't think it's a matter of if cancer touches someone's life, it's when.
I think it's only been in recent years that we've realized the impact of cancer in our firefighting community. And so there's a lot of unknowns, and so it's really important that we're talking to each other about cancer. We're talking to each other about ensuring that we're getting tested for cancer, ensuring that we're getting the right treatment for our firefighters. And the more we talk about it as a fire service community, the more we'll be able to get tested early on and diagnosed early on so that we have a better chance of fighting cancer and keeping our firefighter family safe.